Hi, everyone. If you decided for some reason that you were binging this, we're literally just leaving where we left off. Leaving where we left off. Picking up where we left off. Shane and Halen and Honor Guard are assembling a small fleet to do their own little counterattack. Let's go. By the way, I'm Ryan, aka the Ryan, and this is Winch of Chains. I don't know why I'm throwing that into the title. If you did not know what's going on, like this was the episode you jumped in on, you missed a few, son. They knew the end was coming, and they had to meet it head on.
What was your reasoning behind this again? I'm surprised the Triumvirate decided to play along with your plan.
They have to come by sea, and this is the main point of entry. If we leave from here, we can intercept them before they arrive. The plan is to thin out their numbers as early as possible.
What if this fails and they sink our fleet?
Well, then we're fucked, Polar Bear Boy.
Scared of dying, are you?
Unless he's another husky? Clace, I understand you go by a husky, but it's like, please clarify me, because I think I'm just horribly racist. Is like 99% of the people I'm looking at huskies. Is this just a planet of huskies? No, then what the hell is Fortame? What the hell is Sovi? What the fuck am I at this point? I don't know anymore.
No, that's not what I meant. It's a valid concern, Shane.
Well, in my case, I don't really have anything left to lose. Let me lead this charge myself, Halen. You can go back to the castle. You'll be needed there for a second line of defense, if they make it that far.
I trust that they won't.
Me too. Just tell the Triumvirate I'll be there soon. I have no intention of dying. Not to any of those weaklings.
You were literally one of them? Like, not even 48 hours ago, it seems. Like, what is the passage of time? I don't know anymore. I'm losing it. Shane instructs the Honor Guard to get on board the ships. It's a small fleet, with only a few ships. Halen watches and scoffs.
You have a death wish. You know that. I get that you hate them, but don't throw your life away. The Triumvirate rewards service. Keep that in mind, all right?
Yeah, so imagine if he was successful. He's probably going to take out at least a third of the party.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'll be back before you know it, so go and have a rest. Just wait, Halen. If they even arrive, you'll find that their hope is lost.
Halen smiles, a sinister smirk. He knows exactly what Shane is implying.
Very well. I can get behind that thought. Be careful, though. You're a good apprentice, Shane. I trust that you and the Honor Guard will do some real damage.
Oh, I don't think they mean physically.
Yeah, that's the idea. I'll see you back at the castle.
Sure.
Halen starts to walk away, but quickly turns around.
You know, Sovi never let me do stuff like this. As his apprentice, he shut down almost every plan I ever had. I have to be better than him, though. I'm trusting you with a lot here.
Aw, the weird husk thing made from scratch from the Triumvirate from a sword that they found in a ditch. Think it's people!
Don't worry, I promise not to let you down. The rebellion ends today. You have my word, Master.
Well, one way or another, Shane, you are not wrong. This rebellion ends today. We're either successful or we all die. Halen nods and starts making his way back to the castle. Shane remains, muttering to himself with trembling fists.
And it all starts with that little figurehead of theirs. It's almost time, Seer. You'll be joining Domex soon enough.
I'm going to take this time, Mr. Shane, to thank you for referring to me as anything but the Monarch, or King, or anything of the liking. I just want to watch Venture Brothers now, ever since enunciating Monarch like that, you know? We done? Are we going back to the boat? Oh, that's right, he doesn't know Domic's alive! Woohoo! I toss and turn, getting minimal amounts of sleep. The blade rests against my bed, ready to grab at a moment's notice. I fade in and out of sleep, finding a mixture of both anxiety and tranquility. Just when I'm about to fall asleep, a negative thought jolts me back awake. We had no idea what would happen when we arrive at Balteus. It was terrifying. I realize that sleeping probably isn't going to happen right now, so I get out of the hard bed. Just as I do, I notice somebody approaching out of the corner of my eye. Grabbing the blade, I prepare myself for anything out of a twisted paranoia.
Put that thing down, Monarch. It's not the answer to all your problems.
Mr. King Draco, sir, I like how you threw in the wording "all" of your problems, implying that violence does solve some of the problems. I think you and I would get along great. By the way, how are you responding to the obvious news that Udrich is alive? It's just Draco. It's just a giant dragon, man.
It appears that there's been some complications. Dalmek wanted me to tell you that you're needed on deck. You'll see what I mean when you get up there.
Is it a
right?
Is it a small fleet? It's a small fleet. We're about to have a battle. I nod. It must be important if he's interrupting my rest. As I start to walk away, Draco puts a hand on my shoulder. Oh, I'm in danger.
And I just wanted to tell you that I know what happened in Alarinthia.
Oh.
I know that Pro and Ulrich teamed up in order to throw our fight.
Oh. I gulp, unsure how Draco would react to such news. But much to my surprise, he lets out a hearty laugh.
I haven't been that amused in ages, to be honest. It was wonderful. Vivian was obsessed with intelligence. Brains over brawn, that sort of thing. There's a beautiful irony in outsmarting a man who prides himself on his intellect.
We are super lucky that your character was written to have a marvelous sense of humor, Mr. King Draco, sir.
In addition to that, we sent a message to every Alarinthian. Those who wish to change our ways are doomed to failure. Others may rise up, in time. But for now, my reign is safe. And for that, I commend you. Good luck on deck. I think you'll need it.
Super glad. This is the most nicest, chill, and humblest, brute king ever. He releases his grip on my shoulder. For a moment, I was scared things would go south. I'm glad that he's so accepting of what transpired. Dropping the issue from my mind, I head up to the deck. I had no idea why Dominic needed me, but that thought was frightening. Slowly ascending the steps, my mind is plagued with unfortunate possibilities. As soon as I arrive on deck, I see exactly why I was needed. Off in the distance, we're met by a fleet of ships belonging to the Triumvirate, and I'm sure what is about to happen would be a marvelous fight should this entire adventure be animated. But for now, this is what we get. Use your imagination, folks. It's down to your imaginations. Good luck to every single one of you. They're far, but not far enough away that the sheen of the honor guard is concealed. Dominic and Hal immediately run over. I can see panic on their faces. It was clear that battle would be imminent. I met them halfway to see what their plan is, besides kissing our asses goodbye.
We have no plan.
Kiss our ass goodbye!
Dominic to shine. A master strategist. Is that not what your people say?
Oh, no, this is so not the time to throw shade.
Hal, this is no time to be petty.
Dominic gets a
We need
point!
to put our heads together and figure this out. Let's see. It's a small fleet, maybe only half the size of ours.
Please tell me your plan isn't just to charge and ram them and just outnumber them.
Naval warfare was not something the monarchy practiced.
Why-
We lived
why?
in peace, Dominic. Our world was not discordant like this one.
Oh my god, then your world was full of fools! We exchange glances. Dominic seems uncertain and a little worried. He strikes a pose of thought. It's a while before he breaks the silence.
Okay, I'll do it. We know this battle is lost if the Monarch doesn't make it ashore. So our goal should be securing the safety of this boat and the lives of those on board. This is when we need to rely on everyone's strengths. We need the pirates to take action.
He waves over Alex.
Alex, we need you to order your forces to charge. This is precisely why I wanted to form a treaty, for battle at sea. I need you to occupy the forces. Distract them while we slip by.
Distract them, he says.
Slip by? They'll notice you right away. Baltian ships are equipped with projectile weaponry. 1 or 2 good shots and you'll be underwater in minutes.
They have fucking cannons. Did we not plan? Did we not fucking plan for any of this? Hey, we're gonna go storm Normandy real quick. Oh, all right, we're formulating the plan as we're crossing the channel. What do you mean they have flak guns? Oh.
That's what I'm counting on.
Huh?
He's counting on the flak guns?
We're going to let them sink this ship.
I'm sorry, we're now at the point where I think the fur has penetrated your skull into your brain.
Are you crazy?
No! No, oh, me? Yeah, no, but...
I have a plan, Alex. Everybody, listen up. We'll time it so we're close by when they hit us. As we sink, we can hop over to their ship and hijack it.
This plan is retarded! This plan's gonna get everyone killed! God damn it, you son of a bitch, I'm in!
Using their own projectile weapons, we'll start sinking them one by one. Their attention will be divided. They'll be getting attacked from multiple sides. We can use that to our advantage. They won't be able to retaliate through the chaos.
They probably could. Yeah, I'm all for a suicidal charge. Fuck it, let's go.
Right, of course. Should I send the order right now?
No, give it a minute or two.
Yeah, we need to do this immediately. There's no room for error. This is the end.
Yes, sir.
Alex runs off and climbs the netting of the ship. I look over the other ships and pirates start doing the same. It's almost like they have an entire language to communicate over long distances. No shit. That was an impressive sight to see. However, seeing Dominic think on his feet was equally impressive. With a sigh and a smile, confidence overtakes the panic from moments before.
Dominic, we must say, that was pretty impressive. Hopefully now you realize that visions only hold you back.
Huh?
Huh?
Look at what happened back in the Rebel HQ. You relied on a vision. You tried to fulfill some prophecy. In a way, that is limiting. You plan your strategy around certainties. But there are no certainties in war. Assume that the enemy is a counter for your every action. In this case, we should also plan for a scenario where the enemy prevails.
Everyone gets points today. Dominic shakes his head.
They won't. Simply because we can't afford it. Any losses at this point would mean the end of our cause. Trust in the pirates, Howl. Trust in all of us. We can do this.
I don't think the power of friendship usually carries the day. Hal simply nods. Moments later, the pirates launch their assault. We all lose our balance as our ship takes a sharp turn, moving in a new direction. This was a risky plan, but like Doc requested, I chose to place my trust in him. If trust wouldn't carry us to victory, then it would be our strength and resolve. I hold on to the side of the ship as our speed increases. Everybody braces themselves. So we're kind of lucky the wind's in our favor here, by the way. They're not sure what's going on, so Dominic draws his sword and raises it into the air.
Everybody listen up. The final hour is upon us. Our pirate army will be charging against the enemy fleet. While they're distracted, we'll slip in and hijack one of their ships.
I'm sure it won't be the ship Shane's on.
That means we'll be sacrificing this vessel. So don't be alarmed if they deal us a fatal blow. As we're sinking, we'll jump over and board the enemy. Their ships are equipped with projectile weaponry. Using their own ship, we will turn their weapons against them. They won't know where to focus, and we'll use the chaos to our advantage.
Wait a minute, what the fuck are you talking about? If they're all equipped with projectile weapons, if they're all equipped with cannons, Dominic, then once they know that the ship is being hijacked, what's stopping the rest of their fleet from just opening fire on the ship with all of us on it? You know what? Let's just let it roll. He starts to talk a bit louder as our ship picks up speed. We move away from the main fleet, preparing to approach them from the flank. I notice the soldiers nod, accepting Domic's orders, and plan without hesitation. I just really want to play some of the naval combat in Shogun 2 now.
If things go south, I need all of you to protect the Monarch. Without him, we will lose not only this battle, but the war as well. His life and the blade that he carries should be our top priority.
No, Clace, do not make a Total War style game. I will fight you.
Do I make myself clear?
What? Everybody cheers in approval and raises their sword like Domic. Then, we all stand and watch the bulk of our fleet as the battle begins. We slowly move away from the action, and I can tell that some are really relieved. As soon as the pirates get close enough, the honor guard retaliates. They launch heavy projectiles from catapults and shoot harpoons from wooden structures. The pirates, with their sailing expertise, are mostly able to counter by altering their trajectory. However, not all of them can do so. I witnessed several ships get torn apart and start to sink. My heart sinks with them, knowing that they were willing to sacrifice themselves for me. It seems that the battle is on full force. They get closer and start to board each other. I can hear swords clashing as the honor guard tries to defend against the pirates' charge. Ships on both sides start to sink, and soon enough it's almost impossible to see what's happening. From this distance, it's too chaotic. But if enemy ships are sinking, we must have seized some weapons. That means the tables have started to turn. It's up to us to play our part as well. I turn back and look at where we're headed. We're dangerously close to some enemy ships. Dama calls out to everybody, shifting their attention away from the distant battle.
This is it. There's no turning back. Everybody, brace yourselves to charge!
I can see the honor guard prepare their weapons. When I scan my surroundings, I can see our faces prepare as well. Our forces prepare as well. I can't read. A line of archers form, ready to attack the enemies at a moment's notice.
Hold!
He places a fist in the air, and an intense silence follows. Oh, please follow that up with an even stronger hold! Both sides are armed. The question is, who attacks first? I take a deep breath and pull out the Blade of Exodus.
Hold!
There it is! Give him a point! I look over at the ships we've left behind. The numbers are easily halved. But this goes for the enemy as well. This was clearly the turning point. What happened next would decide the fate of our entire cause. And it began with a barrage of projectile weapons. Does that imply that we literally just lost half of the entire rebel army in this one battle? The enemy attacked our ship with everything they had. I can feel the hull get torn apart, and everything starts shaking.
Fire!
The archers return fire, knocking out the suits of armor manning the weapons. I look back at the wheel of the ship, and Alex spins it, turning us towards the enemy vessels.
I hope you're ready to jump!
Domic nods, and then a moment later, everything erupts into chaos. Our forces jump to the enemy ship after a long running starts. They land safely and start decimating the honor guard.
See you on the other side, Monarch!
That is the line you shout to your comrades charging into battle. Domic's turning around, okay. Starting to like Domic more as a character. With a smirk, he follows our soldiers, jumping across to the enemy ship. Landing with a roll, he immediately starts fighting, displaying impressive skill. I didn't get to see him fight in our HQ or Alanrithia. It's quite the sight. He dodges the enemy attacks with ease and retaliates with expertise. Taking out multiple suits of armor with a single swing, he clearly holds his own. I turn around and order the remaining soldiers to charge. I saved myself for last. You fucking coward! You're supposed to lead from the front! But before I jump, I notice that Alex is still at the wheel. I shout his name and tell him to get the fuck out of there! The ship has already started to sink. Now is not the time for the bullshit. The captain goes down with the ship shit. And the water rises to my feet.
You know, any good captain is supposed to go down with their ship. But I guess there's no point living my life by an outdated code of honor. Thanks to the treaty, there'll be a new life waiting for me after all of this.
Thank thank you! Get the fuck over here and pilot this ship! He leaves the wheel behind and places a hand on my shoulder.
And honestly, it's all thanks to you. Let's make this jump together, Monarch. We're a team until the end, no matter what.
Cool, we're everyone's brothers! Get on the fucking ship, no matter what. We move to the opposite side of the ship, putting distance between us and the enemy vessel. I notice that most of the honor guard has fallen, and our soldiers are manning the weaponry. That's a good sign. With a feeling that victory is ours, Alex and I start... Oh, you know what? In that case, now that I'm thinking back to it, we didn't lose half our army. Everyone is literally just jumping ship and taking theirs. This is good. At least in my mind, we still have a good fucking hefty force to attack the mainland. Alex and I start sprinting toward the enemy. He makes it there first, jumping up on the railing of our ship and launching himself across the gap. I'm not too far behind, and I jump up the railing moments after. However, I make it no further. An arrow pierces through my shoulder, and I fall back onto our ship in a pool of freezing water. I pull out the arrow with a grunt. Blood oozes from the wound, but it's nothing minor. Oh! I see what you did there, Clace. We could patch it up as soon as the enemy ships were taken care of. I rise to my feet. Looking up, I immediately notice the source of the arrow. It wasn't the honor guard. It was Shane. With an evil smirk, he jumps across, boarding our ship. It's still sinking, but I have time. If I could take care of him fast enough, then I'd be able to carry out my plan as originally intended. Instead of coming for me, he runs towards the wheel, steering the ship away from the chaos. He's cutting off all access. That wasn't good. My time was limited. If we were both sinking and making it... My time was limited if we were both sinking and making the distance greater. He must know exactly what he's doing. Part of me wonders if we played in some sort of trap. I look at my allies, and they seem to be doing a good enough job as they enact our plan. My fist shakes as I grip the blade of X's. Shane scoffs as he watches. I shout at him in anger and despair. I call him a traitor and condemn him. He almost killed Domik. He caused irreparable damage to my family.
A traitor? Not from where I'm standing. Domik abandoned me, and it's all because of you. He's a selfish fool. All he cares about is that stupid sword.
Well, you know what? Why don't you ask him? He's literally right over there. I kept walking toward him, and the ship shakes violently. Yeah, because I can't kick your ass from standing over here. Photoshoppers! Jojo fan art. Water keeps spilling on the deck, and I'm standing almost ankle deep.
I had a plan. We had a plan. And he threw it all away. The moment you walked through that door, he let you replace me. He left me to rot in the Triumvirate's prison because you were more convenient.
Dude, do you want to fuck him? Because it's really sounding like you're just jealous and you wanted to fuck him. That's not true. I try and reason with Shane, but to no avail.
You saw how many people died in your HQ during that little attack. If you couldn't wield that sword, you'd be buried down there with the rest of them. Domik didn't care about you or your friends. He only cared about your power.
Again, that's not true. He's clearly been converted by the Triumvirate.
I was thinking long and hard about what I should do. You know, what was my place in all this?
You realize we're sinking while you're talking, right? Much to my surprise, he throws both of his daggers on the ground.
And I realized that if I served the Triumvirate, I'd receive the same power. It seemed fitting. End Domik's rebellion with the same thing he was relying on.
He smirks, and I can tell that the man Domik cared about was already dead.
I wish he could be here to see this. But you'll tell him the story, won't you?
Yeah, I will. Hey, Domik, you want to hear a funny-ass story? This fucking douchebag over here won't look literally to his left. A moment later, he charges me unarmed. Wait, I have yet to... What? But in almost a blink of an eye, the blade appears in my hands. Wait. His hands! What? Robbed from mine, I have no choice but to jump out of the way. I run to the opposite side of the ship, where he threw his pair of daggers. Picking them up, I assume a fighting stance and wait for him to charge again.
Not strong enough to take it back by willpower alone? Thought so. You're weak. See, I was blessed by the Triumvirate. All you got was worthless energy from the realm of spirits. Out of pity, too.
I haven't received anything out of pity in my entire life, as sad as that is, but you know what? Fuck you. He doesn't seem to know about the monarchy, or the true nature of the power within me. Big surprise, the Triumvirate lost Sovi when he found out. I should use this to my advantage. As he charges, I maintain the facade that I'm weak and unable to summon back the blade. I dodge the side once more, but slice into Shane's arm with one of his own daggers. He winces and grunts, his arm starts to bleed, but it doesn't seem to affect his performance. He charges again, and I dodge to the other side. With a roll, I slice into his leg. He stumbles. I have speed and agility, while he relies on slow, brute strength, because he's never wielded a great sword. It's easy to tell he's never fought with such a weapon before. From what I've seen, he could really only use arrows and daggers.
Is that all you got?
Is that all you've got? You don't say that when you're losing! I won't be able to keep up the same strategy forever. I need to change it up while I think of how to end this. He charges once more, but this time I meet him head on. Holding out the daggers in a cross formation, I stop the blade from going any further. We struggle, but both at almost equal strength, trembling as we try to overpower the other. I tell Shane that Dominic is still alive! The spirits willed it because his cause was righteous.
Impossible!
More likely improbable, but he never comply if I tell him to look for himself. So there's no way I can... He literally just won't look over to his left. However, he seems to let up a little bit. I'm able to overpower him some more. I push him away and tell him that it's all true. He's on the wrong side of this war.
No, you're the one on the wrong side. The rebellion is small and insignificant. Hundreds standing in a world of millions. Even if you win, they won't respect your power. They're happy living under the Triumvirate's rule. Revenge won't solve anything. Just back down.
We circle around each other, both holding out our weapons.
I was hurt by the occupation, and I wanted to fight. But I realized I was being greedy. And there was no point. It's not my happiness, my satisfaction that matters. It's the world's.
That sounds like communism to me. It seems we've reached a stalemate, both trying to talk each other down. But I wouldn't yield, and something told me that he wouldn't either. His views have been twisted, and he thinks mine have as well. We charge at each other and meet in the middle once more. The water rises, and I can tell that time is minimum. We're sinking fast. Returning to the same deadlock as before, I need to do something. I need to summon the blade back when he least expects it. My time is limited, and it honestly seems like Shane is beyond saving. But the question is, what do I do when it's back in my grasp? Well, if the idiot doesn't believe me, then we're gonna fucking show him! Like, are you serious? He didn't deserve to die. I mean, he's an idiot, but I don't think he deserves to die for it. That much was clear. There had to be a chance that he'd see reason in the future. If I went on to win this war, maybe he'd see things differently.
You took everything from me!
I don't even know who you are! Oh god, I'm turned into Thanos. As this anger and rage empowers him, I start to tremble even more. It takes a lot to resist the strength of a man wielding the blade of Exodus. I do my best to buy time until I find the right opportunity. I contest Shane's words.
You were born with everything I worked so hard to achieve! They were my family, my friends, and you took them all away!
Dude, I'm not a hugger, but holy fuck, I think you need a hug. Oh god, do you know what you've done? That's coming from me of all people, you sad, sad man! As he starts to get more desperate and angry, I decide to take action. I let him overpower me, and I step to the side, dodging his next swing.
I hate you!
Get in fucking line! Spoiler alert! I'm in front of it! But immediately after, and much to his surprise, I phase the blade back into my hands. While he's caught off guard, I raise the blade in the air and smash the base against his head. He screams and stumbles back, knocked into a daze. I step forward and do the same thing again. So our boy, not this boy, me the boy. So our boy here, me the boy, learned a trick from Ulrich. Just smashing someone's face in. I'm careful not to go too far, and I stop the moment I find enough time to make my escape. He's slumped down on the ground, almost knocked unconscious. I can hear him cry and whimper like a bitch. There's no way to know if he'd make it out of this alive, but at least he had a chance.
Tomek.
God damn, there's someone hug this poor man. Not me! I'm not hugging this man! Hold on, dude. I'm gonna, like, throw you over... I'm gonna throw your half-unconscious ass over my shoulder. We're gonna find you someone to hug you. Do not resist! Looking back at Shane, it's crushing how far he seems to have fallen. When I saw Dominic again... It might be wise to not even tell him what happened. I jump in the water, immediately start swimming towards the ship my comrades are on. But soon after jumping in, the freezing water makes my limbs feel stiff. And my chest... Yes, what happens when you just jump into super wicked cold water? Finding it for as long as I can, I keep swimming. I know I can do this. This is no time to give up. So Shane's dead? Nah, we didn't see him die. We did not see that man die. If we did not kill that man, and we did not see that man die, that man's coming back. Was he gonna jump in and save the day now? I mean, I guess. That seems how this game is written. When my vision fades back in, I can feel that I'm being dragged. What happened? You get 3 guesses as to what fucking happened, dumbass. You jumped in the cold, freezing ocean of the Arctic, and you blacked the fuck out. It does not take a man smarter than me to put this together. My body is covered in snow and I'm shivering. Must have passed out back in the water. I shake my head and whoever's carrying me seems to notice. They put me down and sigh.
You're awake. Thank goodness. When I found you in the water, I was starting to worry. What happened back there anyway? You were so far behind us.
I shake my head, telling me I can't remember much. Unnecessary lie. If he knew what Shane tried to do, and how lost he was, it would damage his morale. He needed to see my survival as a triumph. I couldn't afford any damaged morale.
Oh, I see. Can you stand on your own? We're resting in a shack that's not too far away. It's nothing fancy, but it'll give us the privacy we need.
I wonder if the Honor Guard would have actually done better if they did a beach defense. Well, I guess we'll never know, but it's just a theory. A game theory!